Hey everybody, Michael South with Total Krav Maga and the Global Martial Arts University. I just wanted to take a moment to introduce you to the control unit of our curriculum. So this is a Krav Maga curriculum, but the control unit is sort of unique as it pertains to the way that the curriculum is laid out. So as you may know, Krav Maga is a very aggressive martial art. We defend ourselves by becoming the attacker at the earliest opportunity, all that good stuff. And that normally includes some really violent hammer fists, elbows, smashing people in the face with a knee, whatever the case might be. We're overwhelming their attack with a counterattack of our own. And the purpose of Krav Maga is to keep people safe in real situations. We want to arm them with very simplistic knowledge of concepts that they can use to defend themselves in a real life situation if they ever needed to. Now, the thing is, there are certain situations, or a lot of situations depending on what you do, in which you need to de-escalate a situation. You have somebody that's become combative and irate and super angry and they need to be controlled, but we're in a position where we can't just punch them. So there's a couple of things that I can think of off the top of my head why you would need to do that. Number one, the drunk uncle scenario. So the idea is it's a person in our lives that we know and love, and they're just out of hand at the moment. They are presenting danger to themselves or to others around them. We need to restrain them. We need to control them, but we're also not just going to punch them and elbow them in the face and injure them in any way. So that's one situation in which anybody might find themselves in at some point in their lives. It's somebody that they can't just beat up. Another situation is we have a lot of people that participate in our curriculum that are security guards, law enforcement professionals, all sorts of things in which maybe it's your job to control and restrain people on a daily basis. Maybe you work at a jail. Maybe you take inmates from one place to the next, and it's your responsibility to get them where they need to be to ensure that they're compliant physically all the time. But you also can't just go hitting them. You can't hit them with something, whether it's your hand or elbow or whatever, or with another object, because obviously in order to defend ourselves properly in a real life situation, if we can find a weapon in our environment and make space in between us and them and hit them with it, whatever the case might be, that's probably the best way to defend ourselves in certain situations. So it's like the more force we apply, the easier and the higher percentage, the higher the likelihood is that we're going to defend ourselves. But this presents, in a situation where you can't just beat somebody up and injure them, it presents a totally different set of circumstances in which we still have to restrain. We can't just walk away and run away from the situation. We have to deal with it, but we can't hurt them. So over the next several lessons, we're going to be going over variations for some of the defenses that we've talked about already in our Krav Maga curriculum, where instead of elbowing somebody, we're going to put them into a restraining compliance, pain compliance technique, things like that. And then we also have certain takedowns and things of that nature that are completely unique to this program. So we feel that you need to defend yourself based on all the things that are going on in the most effective way possible. And if you don't know certain restraining techniques and you don't know how to de-escalate a situation without hurting somebody, then we feel that you're not as well-rounded and as complete of a martial artist as you could be. So that's the purpose for this curriculum.